Hi Aries, how are you doing? It's Halo Samadi here with Electric Tarot, and I'm going to do your mid-December reading, and let's just get fucking started because I hate when people just be talking and talking and talking, right? Cool. So, I shuffled these cards a little earlier. This is the first reading I'm going to do today. My cat Bonsai is here to say hi as well. My boy. Ooh, okay. Got the Eight of Swords popping out. Not the most fun energy, but let's see what we can do with that. Anyway, how's your December going? It's Sag season, I know you love that, right? Ooh. Okay. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Ooh. Alrighty. So, excuse me. The first thing you got popping out is the Eight of Swords. So, you might be feeling, there might be a situation that's been having you feeling a little flustered, but my thing is, whenever you get the Eight of Swords, you might feel as though you're kind of trapped or in a really fucked up position, but it's mostly in your mind. You always have a situation. I mean, not a situation. You do have a situation, but you always have a way out of this situation. You just need to clear your mind, meditate, really understand that the way I like to think about it is nothing in life is really that big of a deal. If you're not dead, then you can get out of whatever situation you're in, okay? So it's not as bad as you feel like it is. You might feel like you're trapped in something, but trust me, there is a way out, okay? So then we have the Devil popping up here. And so maybe whatever is making you feel trapped, it might be something about your own self. Maybe it's not even an external situation. Maybe it's you feel trapped in, some type of addiction you have, or an addiction doesn't have to be alcoholism or drugs or something very, stereotypical addiction. It could be an addiction to negative self-talk or self-sabotaging or believing you can't do something or some type of limiting mindset. So you might want to examine your shadow side and see if, there is something about your own self holding you back and making you feel trapped in the external world. All right, then we have the Two of Cups, which is very nice. So there may be could be an offering of love, or it could just be some type of regular partnership, maybe in business, maybe a friend, anything at all. But whatever it is, this relationship will be very balanced. There will be an equal give and take. Nobody's going to be, trying to use you or get something out of you or anything sketchy like that. If you are maybe fearful of that being the case, I would say no, that's not the case with this. You might meet someone who is really actually trying to help you, and you may help them just by being you, which is truly beautiful. We have the Three of Cups popping out right after that, which is, you see my shaky ass hands. So the Three of Cards is kind of like the brunch card. You might be surrounded by like family and friends and feeling very abundant and celebrating, and this is the holidays, so it could be, just regular holiday vibing. Or maybe that's what you're in need of. We also have the Fool popping out in the reverse. Alright, so you could be wanting to start something. There could be something like maybe a passion you have, or just like a new venture you're trying to go about, but for some reason it's not happening for you yet. Maybe you feel, maybe there's something like holding it up, or maybe it comes back to that Eight of Swords where, you're keeping your own self stagnant, but all the potential is there. And in this case, like, you just have to remember that the universe has your back. Like, whatever you commit to internally and externally as well, the universe is going to be like, okay, well, they want to do that, like, guess we're helping them do that, right? And of course there are always going to be obstacles, because that's what life is, but don't let it stop you from doing what you want to do, right? So we have the Five of Wands here. It could be some conflict, debate, competition, but it also could just be a very complex situation. Like, the Five of Wands usually represents like people clashing, lots of different diverse people with their own opinions and beliefs talking over each other instead of listening to each other and trying to come to a common good. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be just a very complex situation you've got going on with lots of moving parts that is calling out for some organization, right? So let me see what is this Eight of Swords about? These cards are so big and my hands are so small. So what popped out over the Eight of Swords is the Three of Swords. So you might be just experiencing some grief over something. It doesn't necessarily have to be an ended relationship, but a broken heart could be, anything. You could have lost somebody, or ended some cycle in your life recently, and it's creating a lot of pain. But the Queen of Cups comes out of that. I think, with whenever you have pain like that, that's where things grow. When you feel like you're at your bottom and you feel like you're just in the dark, that's when you're really actually a seed being planted, and now it's time to grow, right? And if you've heard that, don't go on me for stealing that. It's just so true, right? So the Queen of Cups, I think, is what you're going to become growing from this situation. And right now you really are feeling the Eight of Swords and the Three of Swords. Lots of pain, lots of confusion and grief. But when you get past that, and you will get past that, you're going to be the Queen of Cups. And when you go through hard times, you become a lot more compassionate. You understand when people are also going through hard times. You can be like, oh, I get it. And so, you're becoming a really great person, and you're going to be more in touch with your intuition from being in this very like isolated dark place. You'll become more in tune with yourself, and a lot of creative things can come out of that space, so embrace it. The Ten of Swords came out in reverse. That's a great sign. That's such a good sign, guys. If you were experiencing like whatever this was, and it could have been some type of betrayal, or let me make sure this is recording. Oh my god, I got so scared. Could have been some type of betrayal and ending to something. It doesn't matter, right? Who gives a fuck? It's over now, right? And the Ten of Swords definitely confirms this shit is over. You've seen the true colors of whatever the situation is, and you are moving on, right? You are definitely moving on because this came out in the reverse. So yeah, fuck that. And then when you start healing is when you will be able to attract this energy, which is exactly what you need right now, and this energy, which is exactly what you need right now. It's all coming in, so get happy. It's fun time. Yeah, and I do think when you like start embracing the fact that you're gonna grow from this Fool card that came out in the reverse, which is the current energy, I think you'll be able to switch that and, you know, really get going on your new path. So the Hierophant popped out. I love this card. This is a new deck and I have not examined every card yet, so this is so pretty. I love the artwork on this whole deck. It's beautiful. But the Hierophant might have something. It fell out right on top of the Fool card. So maybe whatever you are starting this new journey, you'll be learning something perhaps. The Hierophant is like really traditional. Like, are you gonna go back to school? Are you gonna go back to work and do like some traditional sort of job? Or are you just going to be like a student of sorts, learning something new? Whatever it is you're starting, you're gonna have to learn new things in order to start it. Or you could be randomly, or I don't know if this is random, but maybe you'll be teaching somebody something. Maybe you'll become a teacher. We have the Queen of Swords here. Interesting. I don't really see how that fits in, honestly. But the Queen of Swords is like, when I think of her, I think of just like one searching for the truth of something. Maybe by being a student, maybe whatever like new thing you're starting or studying, maybe you're trying to find some sort of truth. Maybe it's some spiritual something, or I don't know, something like that. And if it is a spiritual journey in which you're trying to search for the truth, good luck on that. That is a wormhole. Yeah. I'm trying to clarify the Five of Wands. Okay, so with the Five of Wands, two things came out. Interesting. Okay, so what came out was the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Wands. And the Knight of Cups is such a moody card for me. I think of it as like emotionally either unstable or immature. It could have had to do, like, maybe someone with a love proposal to you, or maybe you giving a love proposal to someone else. Like, maybe it was just too much. Like, whatever type of relationship that was, I think it was too much. The Nine of Wands is a person who has put in a lot of work into something and is really freaking battered. Like, look at this girl's face. As close to the end of a journey as she is, she looks blown as hell. She is like, I cannot wait to finish this, whatever the fuck this is. And, you know, paired with the Five of Wands, which is just like conflict and debate, this, you know, maybe doesn't... If somebody... let me just say this. If somebody tries to come... Because at this point, this is in the end of your reading, right? In the future position at the end of your reading. And so if somebody tries to come back into your life, like, the beginning of your reading is you ending, let's just say, a relationship of sorts, because it was trash. When you had the Ten of Swords, something maybe kind of sketchy was going on, and you ended this, and now you're spiritually evolving because of that experience, right? And in the end, or the future, it looks like we have somebody coming back to offer a moody ass, emotionally immature proposal to you. And this energy, the underlying energy, is the Five of Wands, lots of conflict, and you, with all of these beautiful wands, are looking like, I don't know about this. You're right, you don't know about this. Oh no, you're wrong, you do know about this. Stay away from it, okay? Fuck that. I think... Fuck that. Okay, so I think you need to be focused on yourself. At this time, we have the Page of Pentacles and the Moon. The Moon is that shadow self. I think you might be trying to learn a lot more about yourself. Maybe you're becoming a student and a teacher. The teacher and the student. Teaching yourself about yourself, which is the hardest shit ever. That shadow work is so hard, and you got the Moon card here, which is the shadow work card. That means you are diving deep into yourself, trying to get to the root of like all your triggers and all your everything that makes you, you know, the negative aspects of yourself, to better yourself, you know, and incorporate it. You don't do shadow work to like kill your shadow. You do shadow work to incorporate your shadow into your light self, right? The Page of Pentacles also is like a new, maybe you'll be coming or discovering some new like skill you have or talent that you have, and begin nurturing that through the shadow work. You have the Six of Cups here, which would make sense. So the Six of Cups to me has to do with like your inner child and nurturing that inner child. On the original Rider-Waite Tarot, it's like a bigger person giving a cup to a littler person, and I feel like that's you giving a cup to your inner child, giving love to your inner child, nurturing that inner child. And the closer you are to that inner child, the closer you are to your true self, your true talents, the things that you are really good at and the things that you truly want to do. So that makes sense with this Page of Pentacles. I would say stay far away from any relationship that originally had you feeling fucked up, and dive deep into yourself. dive deep into that shadow and nurture the fuck out of that inner child. And you will always be successful if you do that. So I'm going to leave it there, and the next thing I'm going to do is pull a Medicine Woman Tarot card for you. The messages are slightly different, and the card names are different as well. Very inspirational, but I have to keep the guidebook next to me because I cannot remember all the meanings to her specific cards. So we have the Eight of Bowls here, which is the Eight of Cups. But let me just check and see what the heck that means to her. And it means journey towards the divine at all times. Is that not what I just said? The shadow work, the divine self, your true self, your higher self, understanding you, getting to your intuition. That's what's important right now. If something is coming to you, presenting itself to you, offering itself to you, and it does not feel like it is divine, if it does not sit with your divine self, your higher self, your intuition is saying, stay away from it. Okay? So that's all I have for you, Aries. I hope something I said resonated. If it did, let me know with a like or a comment. A comment I especially love. If it didn't resonate, I'm sorry. This is a general reading. Hopefully I said something to make you smile. If you like what I'm doing here, give me a like, a follow, a subscribe, or whatever the hell you want. And I will see you soon, Aries. Talk to you later. Bye.